Today we are going to learn about food and where does it come from. First of all, let's understand what is food. We all are doing different kind of activities on a day-to-day basis like walking, talking, swimming, running, etc. So to perform our day-to-day activities, what we require is energy. And where do we get this energy from? We get the energy to do these activities from the food we eat. Now, there are different varieties of food which we are eating on a daily basis like milk products, fruits, bread, meat, vegetables, and all these items we are not eating the same food daily, and we are not eating the same kind of food from even in the breakfast or lunchtime. So in this first table, what you have to do is you have to write down the name of the student or the friend on the left hand side and the food items you have eaten in a day. It can be a parantha, idli or fried rice, whatever you have eaten, you have to write and compare what your friend has eaten today. So you will see that your friend might have eaten something different, and even you also don't eat same kind of food daily. Now let's see what all things or what all ingredients which are used to prepare a particular dish. Like in this example, if we have to prepare the boiled rice, what all ingredients or what all items do we require is the raw rice and water. These are the only two things which are used to prepare or boiled rice. So this is a simple dish which requires only two items. There can be a complex dish which requires more than one ingredients. Ingredients are the materials or the items which are used to prepare that dish. So for vegetable curry, what do we require? We require different kind of vegetables, salt, spices, oil and so on. So let's prepare one table like this in which we have to write the food item like roti or chapati, and you have to mention the ingredients. What are the ingredients or materials which are used to prepare roti? It's atta and water. So ingredients for chapati is flour or atta and water. Next is dal. What are the ingredients or items which are required for preparing dal is pulses. Pulses is dal only. Then water, spices and oil. So this is comparatively a complex dish than chapati, because chapati we are using only two items and for dal we are requiring more than two items. So if we see chapati and dal, do you see any common thing which is in both these food items? Yes, it is water. So water is also used in this chapati and water is also used in dal. So we have seen that different food items are requiring different ingredients to prepare them. Now for getting this food material, what are the sources from where we are getting this food materials? The two main sources for the food materials is, number one is the plant sources, and from the plants also food items like groundnuts, they come as seeds, mango fruit we are eating, sugarcane stem we are eating, radish is a root which we are eating, and spinach leaves we are eating. And the other main source of food item is animal source. And animal source, what we are eating, the food is milk which we are getting from cow or buffalo, then eggs we are getting from hen, we are getting meat from hen and goat, then oil from fish and nectar from honeybee. So the two main sources of food materials or food ingredients is plants and animals. So basically what the major source is the plant source which we are eating, like we are eating rice which comes from the paddy fields like this, and we are eating wheat also. No, wheat grains are transported from the fields to the markets on the bullock carts and all. Now let's prepare the table like this in which we are writing the food item like idli. What are the ingredients which are used to prepare this food item is rice, urad dal, salt and water. Now let's find out the sources from where we are getting rice. As we can see in this picture, we are getting the rice from plant. Then urad dal, again we are getting from plant. Salt, where are we getting the salt? What is the source of salt? It's the sea water. And water we get from rain. And then next is chicken curry. Chicken curry, what are the ingredients which are used to prepare this food item? Chicken, spices, oil or ghee and water. And what are the sources for chicken? It's animal, that is hen. Then spices we get from plants, oil we get from plants, and ghee we get from animals. And then water again from rain. So from rain we are getting that water to our lakes, rivers, and then tube wells, and finally to our tap. So what is the main source? Main source is rain only. Next food item is kheer. What are the ingredients used to prepare kheer? Milk, rice and sugar. Milk we get from animal, rice from plant and sugar from sugarcane, which is again plant. Now this is the diagram of the plant. We see there are three different parts and three main parts of the plant, that is the root system, which is made up of the primary root and secondary root, and it holds the plant to the ground. So it is like the anchor of the plant. Then comes the stem of the plant. The stem of the plant, what it does, it absorbs the water and it carries the water and minerals to the different parts of the plant, and it also supports the plant above the ground. And the third main part of the plant is the leaves. The leaves prepare the food with the help of photosynthesis. That is why they also call the kitchen of the plant. So in a plant there can be a different edible parts. Edible parts means eatable parts which we can eat. So for some plant it can be seed like groundnuts. For some plant it can be a fruit which is the edible or eatable part like mango fruit. For some plants it can be the stem we are eating like sugar cane. Root is the radish, and then leaves of spinach plant we are eating. So these are all the edible parts of the plant which we are eating. So food is groundnut, which part we are eating? Seed. Food is mango, we are eating fruit. Sugarcane we eat stem. Radish is the root and spinach are the leaves. So all these are the different parts of the plant which are the ingredients or the which are providing, which we are eating as a food item, right? Now the foods that we can eat are known as edible foods like mango, cauliflower, strawberry, orange, banana, watermelon, peas, etc. Foods which we cannot eat or are poisonous are called inedible foods. Edible means eatable. So inedible means that are not eatable. So examples are leaves of mango plant, banana peels and potato peels. So not all the plants which we are seeing around us are edible, means eatable. So do not try to taste the unknown plants just to see if they are edible or not, because some plants could be poisonous like poisonous ivy, poisonous oak, foxglove, etc. There are many plants which are inedible as well as poisonous. So Paheli wants to know now if any of our food comes from the sources other than plants and animals. We know that the two major sources for the food items is plants and animals. So what are the other sources? We have also seen in the examples that the other sources is salt, which is a mineral. It does not come from plants and animal, but it is a mineral that can be found in rocks and sea water. Like rock salt we are getting from rocks and common salt we are getting from sea water. So salt is the ingredient which we are not getting from plants and animals. And the next ingredient is water, which is also not coming from plants or animals. It is acquired from the rivers via taps, rain, tube wells and other sources. So the main sources is rain. Next is edible fungi like mushrooms. They are also not derived from animals or plants. Now let's see how we are getting the sprout seeds prepared. If you take whole moong dal or a chana and soak it into the water for overnight and then just drain the water, and then you wrap it in the wet cloth and keep it aside for a day or two, then these white things will start popping out. These white things is known as the sprouts. So this is sprouted moong and this is sprouted chana. And this is a very healthy and tasty snack. You can eat it. You can boil it also, you can prepare the chart of it, and you can eat just like that also. It is a very healthy snack. The sweet juices which bees collect from flowers, it is known as the nectar. And these bees, they convert them into honey and they store it in the beehives. So these are the beehives where the bees keep buzzing about, and the bees collect the nectar, which is the sweet juice from the flowers like this, and then they convert it into the honey and they store into the hives. This is the hives of the bees. So this is the beehive where honey is stored by the honeybees. Now there are different parts of the plant. We are eating sometimes more than one part of the plant. Like in this is a mustard plant. From the mustard plant we are eating the seeds like this. We are extracting even the mustard oil from the mustard seed. We are eating the leaves of the mustard plant as a dish also. So the seeds of mustard plants, they give us oil, and the leaves are used as vegetable. Next plant is the banana plant, which has a very soft stem and it looks like a small tree. What are the edible parts or the parts which we are eating is the inner stem, flowers, raw banana and ripe banana. So more than one part of this plant also we are eating as food. Now let's understand what an animal eats. Like what a squirrel eats. If you have observed around you, the squirrel eat nuts. So now in this table what we are doing is we are writing the name of the animal and the food the animal eats. Like buffalo eats grass, oil cakes, hay, grains. Cat eats small animals, birds, milk. What does a rat eat? Rat eats fruits, veggies, meats. Lion eats meat. Tiger also eats meat. Spider, what does a spider eat? It eats insects such as ants, flies, mosquitoes and bees. A house lizard eats spiders, snails, caterpillars and all kinds of insects. Next is cow eats fresh grass or hay. Human beings eat both plants and meat. Then comes the butterfly. It drinks sweet nectar from the flowers. Then a crow eats a mixture of plants and animals, and there are other animals eating different food items. Now, depending upon what an animal is eating, we have categorized the animals into three different categories: herbivore, carnivore and omnivore. Herbivore is an animal that eats only plants like squirrel, deer, etc. And a carnivore is an animal that eats only meat. For example, tiger, lion, fox, crocodile, etc. And omnivore is an animal like which eats both plants as well as animals like hen, and human beings are also omnivore. Now let's come to one exercise. What do you find all around you? There are different living beings, right? So do they eat same kind of food? No. All living things, they do not eat or they do not require also the same kind of food. So as we have seen, we have categorized the animals into three different categories: herbivore, carnivore, omnivore. So herbivore is the animal that eats only plants like cows. Carnivores are the animal that eats only meat like lions, and omnivores is the animal that eats both plants and animals, for example human beings. Next is name 5 plants and their parts that we eat. For first is mustard plant. We eat seeds, we get oil also when we eat seeds like that, also we put it in our dishes. Next is cauliflower. Which part of the cauliflower we are eating is the flower. Next is spinach plant. Which part we are eating? Leaves. Next is sugarcane. We are eating the stem. Radish is the root. Next is match the items with column A and B. In the column A, milk, curd, paneer and ghee is written. So we are getting all these. These are the animal products. These all milk, curd, paneer, ghee, all are animal products. Next is spinach, cauliflower, carrot. These all are vegetables. Next is lion and tigers. They eat other animals, and herbivores are the animals that eat plants and plant products. Next is fill up the blanks with the words given. Tiger is a dash because it eats only meat. The animal that eat only meat are known as carnivores. So tiger is a carnivore. Next is deer eat only plants and sow. So it is known as a herbivore. Parrot eats only dash products. Parrot eats only plant products. Next is the dash that we drink, which comes from cows, buffaloes, and goats, is an animal product. The milk that we drink. Next is we get sugar from sugarcane. So this was all about the food we eat. In this chapter we have seen the different kinds of food we are eating on a daily basis. What are the ingredients from which the food is being prepared, and what are the different sources of that ingredient. And in a plant there are different parts of the plant which are edible, which we are eating, and in some plant there can be more than one part which we are eating as a food item, and all parts of the plant are not edible or eatable. So be cautious while eating any plant because it can be poisonous. So this was all about the food we eat.